Alright guys, let's go ahead and see the new updates of Photoshop 2022. So here we do have an amazing update to the object selection tool, which you can find in here in your toolbar. However, once you select object selection tool, you'll find that new update in here, object finder, and it's enabled by default. And also you'll find that wheel in here searching for objects in your image, which might take some time. If you don't like that, you can always disable that option in here and you can search it manually whenever you're looking for that. Anyway, once you select that tool, Photoshop will be looking for different objects within your image. So if we start hovering over these elements in here, you can see that shadow, and the same as well for that painting or any other design element within that image. And in that case, Photoshop is using Adobe Sensei, which is AI, artificial intelligence, and it's recognizing all design elements within your image, which is really cool. So let's go ahead and maybe select that one here. Right away we do have a selection, as you can see, and we can easily mask that one if we're looking for that. Here's our layers panel, we can click on that mask. However, let's undo that pressing Command or Control Z. And let's also undo our selection. You can also view all objects in your image or press N, like so, especially if you do have too many elements within your image. Also, we do still have the regular methods that we had before, like selecting using rectangle or lasso tool. So let's maybe go ahead and select that plant in here, clicking on that one. Now we do have a selection. We can add more elements by holding and maintaining Shift key and clicking maybe on that one in here to add it to our selection if we're looking for that. Or instead of using Alt or Option key to subtract elements from your selection, you can easily use these buttons in here to add to selection or subtract from selections. Anyway, once we do have a selection, sometimes we'd like to refine that selection again. So really consider using the Select and Mask button in here. So as you can see guys, let's zoom in. We don't have an amazing selection in here. You can always show that one maybe on black and white. So when it comes to an element like that, we can use the Refine Edge brush, which is gonna be working fine as well with hair and fur. Then we can select a large brush like so, and we can start painting like that, maybe removing the part we got in here. You don't really have to be precise in here. Then we can press OK, and if you'd like to enhance your results, you can duplicate that layer multiple times, pressing Command or Control J like so. Then you can merge these layers, selecting all these layers by holding and maintaining Shift key and clicking on that layer, then pressing Command or Control E, or even instead we can undo that. Then we can select Dodge tool, selecting maybe highlights. Then we can go over our element like so. Anyway, let's undo that. And let me show you guys one more cool trick in here. So selecting our object selection tool once again, and instead of creating a mask for each and every element, we can right click on that layer, and here you can find mask all objects. And as you can see guys, it's gonna be creating all these masks for us. So we can hold and maintain Command or Control and click on that one. You can see that we have a mask in here. And if we would like to get a separate layer from that painting in here, we can deselect that, selecting our background layer, pressing Command or Control J, then while maintaining Alt or Option key, clicking in here and duplicating that mask. Then we can see that we have a separate layer in here if we press Alt or Option key, clicking on that eye, and tada, here you have it guys. Also, let's take another quick example on how to enhance our selection and masking skills using the object selection tool. So here we do have our object selection tool selected, and it's already identifying that amazing fighter jet. Remember guys, if you don't like that auto selection mode, you can deselect that one and use that rectangle tool in here, selecting your subject like so. Probably we do already have a nice selection in here. However, let's go ahead and double check that one. Selecting the button in here, select a mask. Let's zoom in a bit. And we do already have a nice selection in here. However, we do have the thin line, white line around our aircraft, as you can see. And we can work on that by shifting edge, maybe like so, a bit inside. And also we can smooth that selection a bit. And I think it's looking nice like that. We can always export that one to a new layer, or maybe a new layer with layer mask, which is always a better option, of course, because anytime you can go back and redefine your selection even more. And by the way guys, if you'd like to master Photoshop, Illustrator and InDesign along with graphic design theories, with tons of graphic designs, real world projects, exercises and design assets, you can go ahead and check out my graphic design masterclass, which you can find its link in the description. And believe me guys, this can be a career changing masterclass. Anyway, let's go back to our video. Neural filters got amazing update in Photoshop 2022, and we got neural filters initially in Photoshop 2021. However, now we have amazing major updates in there. So here we have that image, and as you can see, it's looking quite like a desert in here. However, if we go to filter, then selecting neural filters. And by the way guys, if you are seeing that panel on the right side, you can dock it to left side like so by selecting that panel from here and dock it in that place, so you can see what you're doing, okay? So here, as you can see guys, we have some new filters added in here, starting with landscape mixer. And we do have some presets from Photoshop. We can select any of these themes in here to apply to our image. So let's maybe go with the green, and it's gonna be taking some time processing that one. As you can see, processing on device, and it's gonna convert that image into a green image. And as you can see guys, that's like magic in here. Previously, in order to achieve a similar result in Photoshop, you would have taken hours doing that. But as you can see, with one click you can get a similar result. And maybe also you're looking for a different season, you can try maybe spring. Or you can upload a custom image, maybe your own landscape in that case. And if you like that, you can output to a new layer, or a smart filter, which is really recommended for non-destructive editing. So let's select that one, pressing OK. And if we go to our layers panel, we can disable that filter anytime like so and see the difference. Moving to another image in here, which is that one. Another landscape, which we can experiment more neural filters on that one. So let's go ahead and bring a fighter jet in here, selecting that aircraft. That's our layer, pressing Command or Control C, going back to our image, Command or Control V to get that one in here, or paste it. Then let's scale that one, pressing Command or Control T, holding and maintaining Alt or Option key, resizing that image all the way to here, like so maybe. Maybe give it a little bit rotation as well. And I see a thin white line in here. Let me grab my brush tool quickly and remove that one. Swapping colors, selecting black in foreground and going over that line in here. I don't know if you can see that one guys, it's so thin. So here we do have some nice composition in here. We're adding some action to our image. However, colors aren't matching that much. And you'll be facing the same issue whenever you're doing any photo manipulation. And what's really nice is that we do have a one-click solution in Photoshop. So let's go to filter. Then we should be selecting neural filters. However, I think it's not working because we do have a mask. So let's try to get rid of that one by right-clicking and applying layer mask. Then going back to filter, neural filters. And let's unify our theme and add some harmony in there, selecting that filter, which under beta currently. Enabling that one. Now it's asking to select a layer, so we're gonna select our background image. And as you can see, it's turning our aircraft's color into the sky colors as well, which I find quite strong. However, we can fix that. We have strength bar in here. We can reduce that one a bit, maybe even more. And also we can reduce saturation as well a bit, maybe like so. And similarly, you can adjust other colors as well from here. Let's apply that. And you can see the difference in here. And it's these little touches that make your design look professional. So let's combine that layer in here with our background, merging these layers, pressing Command or Control E, and going back to filter, neural filters, and discovering more cool stuff in here. Here we can add some depth blur to our image, enabling that one. We can adjust our focal range from here, like so. And also we can adjust our focal distance as well from here. Also you do have a strength bar as well. You can adjust temperature if you're looking for that. Maybe hotter, something like that, which is really cool. You can add some green. I find it really cool, and as usual, it's saving us tons of time getting that effect in few clicks. However, let's disable that one in here and enable color transfer, which is also a very cool filter, by the way. So here we do have some presets, and also we can customize our own images. However, we can turn that one into a black and white image, maybe something like that, which is colorful and thermal maybe. We have blues and yellows, purples, or even maybe greens, which is so surreal, by the way. And as usual, you do have some customizations in here for luminance, color strength, saturation, or even you do have a hue slider, which you can adjust from here. Anyway, let's disable that one and enable style transfer in here, where you can transfer a style from any image to your image. So maybe let's select that one in here, or maybe something like that. You do also have strength bar in here. Then you might reduce opacity as well to get maybe something like that. Also might be a surreal effect you're looking for. And let's go ahead and discover more about neural filters in here. Go into filter again, neural filters. And we do have some nice skin portraits in here. So we do have skin smoothing, and enabling that one. Let's crank smoothness all the way and maybe blur. And hopefully you can see the difference, guys, before, after. Also we do have super zoom, which is really cool, and it's gonna try to maintain your resolution. So let's enable that one in here. And before we zoom in, clicking in here, you can see that we have 100% of our image zoom level. So once we click, it's gonna be 50%. Now we can see that we do have 50% in here. We can zoom in even more, like so, and we're not losing any details, which is really amazing. In so many cases, you're going to be finding amazing images. However, they are so low in resolution, and super zoom neural filter can be your own to-go solution in that case. Also, we do have the smart portrait, which is not new to that edition. However, it's really cool. Let's go quickly and download that one. Just let's go quickly and add some smile on his face, and maybe your faces as well, guys. So let's add some happiness in here. Let's make him super happy. That's so... I hope that added some smile to your face, guys. Now we have a minor update in Photoshop 2022. Especially on Mac versions, you can't save as JPEG anymore, or non-layered documents like PNG as well. And actually we do have that update in Photoshop since version 22.4. So now if you'd like to save images in JPEG format or PNG, you can go to File. Then instead of selecting Save As, you're gonna select Save a Copy. where you can select your desired format from here, like maybe JPEG format or PNG, which will be saving your design without any layers that you can share easily online or with your clients. While if you want to save your file in PSD or Photoshop native file format, you can select that from here as well, or even you can use the regular save as. And also if you'd like to export images, you can always select export. Then here you'll find different options including quick export as PNG, export as, where you can select JPEG format or PNG format. And now for people who want to create NFT art, Photoshop is currently working on securing your copyrights, so you can also learn how to export for NFTs from here as well. Also, we do have an amazing addition to Photoshop 2022, and it's content credentials, which is really important for copyrights and saving your work from being stolen, especially with that new NFT hype that went in 2021. Now you can export your designs and hopefully they can be tracked back to you. So in order to enable content credentials, you can go to Photoshop, menu, then going to preferences, and if you're using Windows, you can find that one under edit, probably somewhere in here. Anyway, let's go back to preferences, then you can find technology previews, and you need to enable content credentials. And as you can see guys, it's still in beta while recording that video. Anyway, let's enable that. And you might need to restart your Photoshop, then you can go to Window, and you'll find that one in here, content credentials, and it's gonna look like that. You can enable edits and activity, and also producer, and you can connect accounts. So here you can add your accounts, Behance, Instagram, Twitter, by clicking add. And also if you'd like to create your NFT art and sell it maybe for Ethereum or cryptocurrencies, you can scroll in here and add your wallets like MetaMask or Phantom or Temple, which are coming soon. However, this section in here for people who are willing to create NFT art and sell it for crypto on websites like OpenSeas and stuff like that. And if you're not doing that, don't worry about that part. Let's go back to Photoshop. Here you can see that we do have preview, and by clicking in here you can see that this one signed by Adobe and Photoshop 23 edition, and also edits and activity as you can see. So let's say for example someone steals your design and he does some editing in there, they're gonna be showing on that image, and also assets used and who produced that image. And as you can see guys, it's still in beta, however it's a huge step for Adobe and it's really an important step for all creatives. Moving to another great addition to Photoshop 2022, and it's gonna be saving us so much time in the future, especially when you're bringing an artwork from Illustrator to Photoshop. So here for example we have Illustrator 2022 and we have these circles in here. We do have some layers as you can see. However, if we select that shape in here using our selection tools, then pressing Command or Control C to copy that shape, going back to Photoshop, then let's paste that one in here, Command or Control V. Now we get that amazing new option which is called layers. You can still bring that one as smart objects, however, let's bring them as layers. Pressing OK. And now as you can see it's saying paste the clipping mask as a vector mask or rasterize it. However, it's telling you if you paste as a vector mask, the fill and stroke will be lost. And actually we need that fill and stroke, so let's rasterize that one for now. And also it's telling us that some of the content in this selection will be rasterized. So let's continue. If you're okay with that, then let's go ahead and open our layers panel. And as you can see guys, we do have an organized folder in here. It's including that clip group, which you can see. And also we do have another group in here, including all these circles. So we have the path in the background, and we do have separate circles on top of each others. And I think they were in multiply or so, that's why they're not that visible as you can see. Hopefully you can see that. And what's really cool in here is that while you're having auto select enabled, you can drag that one in here, maybe that one, And instead of copying and pasting all these circles multiple times, you can bring them in one step, as you can see. Then you can keep moving your design elements around. And also if you'd like to move them as a group, you can also do that. Just like smart objects in here, you can select group from here if you're using auto select, or even you can disable auto select and move the entire folder like so. So it's a very nice addition, as you can see. And what's even cool is that you can select that path selection tool in here, and you can edit your own vectors in Photoshop. So let's maybe select that path, move it, and we can select our direct selection tool. Selecting that one here, we can adjust that vector shape in Photoshop. Adobe recently focusing more on collaborating with your colleagues or your team. So soon we will be having that new space for designers in Creative Cloud. It's going to be introduced in early 2022. However, now you can share your cloud documents in Photoshop by clicking in here. So you might need to save as a cloud document first. Continue. You can give it a name, PS22. Then we can save that one. Now you can share that document maybe with your client or another designer, or you can copy a link from here or change its access. And also you can see these files in your Creative Cloud. So by going to Creative Cloud, you can see that we have files in here. And we do have our recently added cloud document PS22. By clicking on that document in here, you can see that we do have some options in here, previewing that one, or maybe share it, or duplicate or even delete that one if you'd like. And if someone is sharing some files with you, you can see them in here by clicking on shared with you, or you can share your libraries as well. However, there is a major update coming to Photoshop Creative Cloud in early 2022, including that new space for designers where you can add your design files in there and collaborate with others, maybe add notes, and it's gonna be much better than that. And they are also working on Photoshop for the web, where you can access a lighter version of Photoshop from Google Chrome, so you can do light edits on the go, maybe hide layers or some adjustments in there, and we're expected to see that one soon as well. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed these new updates. Go ahead and start experimenting with these ones, and I'll be seeing you in next one.